Yes, now we're in the back court of the Republica, and I met AJ. AJ, would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is AJ. I am a media practitioner back in Ghana. So I work with a media house called City FM and City TV. And I'm here in Republica to give a speech on media and digital tools for social activism.
Ah, that's a great topic. I hope I will have the chance to hear that. So I'm sure you can ask. You have some thoughts on my question. The question is, what is your vision of a good digital society?
A good digital society is one that is inclusive of everyone, where it's a safe space for everyone to be able to share ideas, to be able to give ideas, to be able to develop in a perfectly natural way. In Ghana, for instance, we're in the developing stages of a digital society. We're still trying to figure out where we want to fit ourselves in. So using that as a background, we're still in the early stages of creating a digital society back in Ghana. So it's interesting to see how we're going to be developed. As coming here, I realize that there's a lot more going on. There's a lot more technology being used for good and a whole lot more solutions that are being provided that is not the same thing back in Ghana. So it's interesting to see, and I'm hoping we can develop as quickly as the rest of the world is.
Yeah, that's a good approach to use digitality for good. So that's maybe a good basis also for a resilient society, using it for good. And I would like, do you think that creating a good digital society, how do you think does that relate to a good resilient society as a whole?
Again, I'll use the example of Ghana as a whole. So we are still, for a lot of places, in the analog stages. So yes, we have people in the internet ages. Yes, we have a lot of about 10 million active internet users, but it doesn't really translate into a digital society. We are not using technology enough. So we're still doing a lot of analog things when we could most easily be using technology to improve our lifestyle. How will it create a resilient society? Well, having been at Republica this year, I've seen so many interesting technologies that are helping in so many ways. I saw some of what Google is doing with new developments in AI. I saw this lovely I don't know if it's civil society that is using technology to be able to discourage cyberbullying and then prevent cyber stalking. And it was interesting to see how they're using that to plug into the police. Ghana, on the other hand, our police are still writing on papers. We don't have enough police people being digital, quote unquote. We still have to file reports. We don't have everything put in a system. Files can get missing and all of that. So in that particular regard, I'm hoping that we are moving quickly towards that, because from where I'm from, our vice president is trying to digitalize our society. So we're putting a lot of analog things back into, or moving it into digitalized society. However, it's facing a lot of resistance because people are used to writing on paper and then going through a particular system for it. So once that now things are getting digitalized, there's a lot of resistance. People are sabotaging the system back home. So that is an interesting one to see. But we're hoping that in a few years, everyone would have figured it out. A lot more education is going into ensuring that everyone moves along. So there's not a part of our society that is digitalized that knows how to work it, and a whole part that is stuck in the old age, and because there's not enough education. So what the government is trying to do is improve our educational system in a way that not just with those coming up, but even for adults, and in a way that everyone is inclusive in the digital society.
Yes, for example, in Germany, we also have a long way to go to improve educational systems to make people fit for the digital society. So we are also far from that. So everyone thinks Germany is.
Actually,
it's not.
What I'm looking at, I'm like, wow, you guys are very inclusive. Like everyone is moving along in the digital system. But I feel, and when I look at where we're coming from, it's when I look from where we're coming from and I see how Germany, everyone is involved in a system where everyone knows how to figure it out, everyone knows how to check for things, and it's not the same way back in Ghana. Like, there's a whole small niche of people that know how to be inclusive, who are inclusive in the system, and like 80% of, or at least 50% of the country that is completely clueless, that is stuck in just basic internet or using a few basic apps. But there's so much more going on in Germany, and if you say you're still figuring it out, I'm like, oh, Ghana has a lot more to figure out.
And we can learn from each other.
Absolutely, because where we are, you have been there before, or the country has been there before and has moved from that stage. So it'll be interesting to see how we can share ideas and then also
learn from our mistakes.
From each other. Yes,
we don't have to repeat
Absolutely. Once someone says a wise one is someone who learns from others' mistakes.
So
it would be nice to learn from your mistakes as well as learn from your successes and know how to implement it.
And do you have some thoughts on Europe you want to share?
Europe in general. One thing I take away is how effective your transport system is. So in my side of the world, the transport system is a little erratic. We are not all in sync. So there are different transport systems that are plugged into different ways. But here there's a system where the trains arrive on time, the trains move on time, and you know how to check for what time it comes, and directions are easier to get around and all of that. So that is one thing I've always found impressive about it. And also how much internet access there is. In Ghana, internet is very expensive. Internet is hard to get. You have to be in select places to get it. But here, internet is everywhere. Like Republica has internet all over the place. At train stations there's internet. At malls there's internet. At restaurants there's internet. So that's one thing that I always enjoy whenever I come into the European region. How easy access internet is, how effective the transport system is, how nice the people are.
Oh, that's good.
So
I can give that back.
Yeah. So one thing I really hope we will take away, or at least will improve, is how much internet cheaper firstly it is, and hopefully in some time our internet will be cheaper and our internet will be easy reaching as well.
Okay, AJ, thanks a lot. I'm looking forward to your talk.
Yes, tomorrow we'll be having it, so please come around.
Okay.
Thank you so much.